Hi, it's Michelle from Movement Lesson, and I'm here to discuss breathing within the human body and how it starts. Now, we all look at the human body very similar to this: outer torso, the extremities. Most people don't consider that what I believe is movement comes really from the inside out, in the sense that movement transfers throughout our bodies at all moments. Very obvious with breath and our heartbeats, but I want to explain this a bit further, especially for a child that's had compromises in their breathing. So if we peel the layers off, and again, you don't really have to know anatomy. I love this app, so I'm going to show it to you. Most people think here of breath is just how the diaphragm affects the lungs. So the lungs would be in here, but when the diaphragm is activated, what's also activated is the diaphragm within the mouth. And I believe that's regulated through the nasal cavity. When the soft tissue breath comes in, and that draw, you can do it right now. Just take a breath and feel how the palate of your mouth comes up and matches or regulates within the nasal cavity. So like my son, who had very bad sinuses conditions, his system is off. I see it with people that have had root canals and dentures and all that sort of things, but I'm going back right now to infants that get compromised at birth. However, when a baby has its first breath, in a sense, it's the whole cavity that expands. If you watch a baby, their breathing is not just lung-based, because there are no calcifications, higher bone ratio. Babies have more bones than adults, and also the fact that they're 85% water weight. Any movement they do really should be reflected in the whole body. That's why when I say, if you hear or you think your baby's stiff or floppy and so forth, that these kind of movements don't get regulated. So you can see how the breath here really goes down, and you'll see how, in a sense, these muscles are a little loose, because they will expand with the breath. And a lot of people look at that as the pelvic diaphragm, but you really have to look at the muscles individually. So if I put another layer here, again, now this is really a crucial point, and this is where I'm going to go with this lesson. As the diaphragm here expands, as well as the lungs expand, it pushes out these ribs. But as these ribs start to fan out, excuse my drawing, all of the muscle tissue within here that you see will also fan out. The same as, again, where it's regulated within the lower abdomen. Now, unfortunately, with this app, as I put up more, now you don't see what's going on really within the pelvic structure, but you get the idea here. What I'm going to be showing you now is how to touch or apply touch along the chest cavity here, all of the chest cavity, to stimulate really these muscles within. And like I said, you really, it's okay, it's great if you want to know anatomy. And as you can see up here under the clavicle, I'll explain too, it's quite difficult to get in under the first 2 to 3 vertebrae. As you can see here, see there's a vertebrae right here tucked underneath. Sorry, I said vertebrae, rib tucked in right underneath that clavicle and stuff, but they need to expand, especially children too that have issues with talking and speech. The regulatory movements that go on there, the organizations, affect esophageal movements as well as lung movements, heart movements, all the above.